What's going on, guys? Today we're going to be looking at a tag grading review. I sent out some cards to tag and they've come in the mail, and we're going to check them out and see how it looks. This took actually forever to come back, so first thoughts is it's just in a flimsy little cardboard mailer. All the other videos I've seen, they come in like a nice little tag box and then they're sleeved up and they look nice. But this is just, I can tell that they're loose in the packaging. So that's a little concerning. So not off to the greatest start. It was very expensive. Took a long time to come back. I mean, we're talking like 3 months, 4 months. And I think, you know, estimated time at the time was like 30 days or something, but of course they got backlogged. Couldn't make that time frame. But this is especially with all the controversy of how easily the slabs crack and break, this is not off to a great start. So I'm going to take it over to the desk. We'll check it out. We'll unbox it. I'll give you my thoughts on them, and then we'll see the dig reports and all that stuff for why they got the grades they got. So let's check it out. Alrighty. Here we go, the tag grading review. Like I said before, this literally took forever. A little disappointed that it came in this little flimsy, like, I mean, look how easy that was to just break into. So I'm not super thrilled with the packaging. Well, it looks like they're in a box too, so at least that's good. I thought they were just kind of raw dogging in there, made me a little nervous. It does appear that they still have it like the little black wrappers that they use, so it's a nice little touch. At least they did this for the bubble mailer thing, so happy to see that. Let's take a look at the first one. So I sent in 2 cards, and my initial thoughts were, you know, I like the slab designs. I think they kill it with the dig report, which if you don't know what the dig report is, we'll go into that as well. But I enjoy how the slabs looked, and I do like the thoroughness of the detailed report. So without further ado, let's crack into the first slab. Now obviously I sent in 2 just to test them out, kind of just to see. That's a little tough to get into. Just to see how strict they were going to be, right? So I wasn't sure how... I don't know how I can get into this without revealing the grade. That should be covering it, yeah. Okay, so the first one we have is a Flareon. Japanese, so you know, they usually grade pretty well. And we got a tag 10. Beautiful. Looking at the slab, I don't really see any cracks, which is nice. I was a little worried. Backside looks great. The slab looks super clean. I mean, it's hard to go wrong with how clear these are. And I think that's my biggest draw to them, is I just really enjoy how the slabs look. We'll do the bend test. We'll see if we hear any cracking. A little bit, but not a whole lot. It seems like they may have started working out that issue. So now with tag, you get this little QR code. And I'm going to pull up my camera on my phone. And we're going to go over the dig report. There we go. So once we scan the QR code, it's going to pull up the dig report. But this card is Pop 284. It's rank number 7. It is the 23rd highest overall graded out of 371 cards graded total. Okay. You get your image of your card, which is nice. You get the front, you get the back. You can also do the surface defect transparency. So it kind of puts it in like this grayscale. And it'll show you any imperfections if there are any. And then I actually highlight them. So here I don't see anything. It doesn't circle anything. They use like a 0 to 1000 scale as well. I'm not sure how that works. It got 1 ding on the surface. And then here's the ding. It'll actually show you. So it looks like it's near the back middle center. So somewhere in the back middle center, there is a little ding. And then centering, we're looking at 48, 51 top to bottom, 51, 48 left to right. For the back centering, we're looking at 49.50, 48.51. So it's pretty well centered. It's not perfect, but it's definitely within spec. Here's the 1,000 point scale system that they use. 1,000 means that it's perfect, anything less, and then obviously there's defects. So for instance, the bottom left front got an angle of 999, so I guess maybe the angle of the cut was just slightly off. All these look good, 1,000s. There's one surface scratch on the back. If you click view, it'll show you. There's the scratch right there on the back. So it's right to the right of the Pokeball. And honestly, with the naked eye, I don't even see it through the slab. But it is nice that they highlight it out and they show you. Then you get the corner pictures, top left, top right, bottom. You get all the back information for the corners. You get the edges, and all these are obviously pretty perfect. So we won't spend too much time there. And then they give you a slab image. So you can use this image to, list your card for sale. You can use it to post to just show off your grade. Just really nice that they give you that imagery to go along with your posts, and it's just nice, like an extra touch. It's better than a scan. The scans are nice, but the pictures they give you with this is a little bit higher res. And then at the bottom here, you can choose to download your images. So pretty neat. All right, it's time to pick a winner for the airbrush t-shirt giveaway. And your winner is going to be Beast Mode 12373. Make sure you reach out to me on Instagram at Pokey_Halls with a Z. And then we'll get that shirt started for you, and we'll see you on the next giveaway. Thanks. All right, let's crack into this one. So this is the only other card I sent. And, like I said before, I only sent in 2 cards just to kind of test them and see how their grading was, to test the experience, how long it takes, how strict they are, kind of thing. And so far, it's pretty good. I wish it was a little bit faster, but with how crazy the hobby is right now, obviously it's everywhere's backed up. So, all right, we got an Espeon, another beautiful card. This is probably one of the better ones to have other than Umbreon. So we got a tag 10. Same thing with this. We can dig into the dig report and see kind of the same information. However, with it being a 10 as well, I'll save you the trouble of looking at pretty much the same information. Slab looks pretty clean. There's no cracks. It does feel a little thicker than I remember. Maybe this is their new slab. I'm not sure. Little bit of creaking. I'm using a pretty good bit of pressure, but it's very minimal. It's definitely not like it used to be, that's for sure. So this is updated. I am sure of it, just based on how much it's not creaking. And I mean, this feels pretty solid now. So that's really good, because that's a huge complaint from a lot of people lately. Looking at the card, I mean, it's a beautiful card. Japanese, like I said, it always grades out nicely. So pretty nice overall on both of these. These do feel a little bit thicker than the last slabs that I remember touching from Tag. Like I said, I'm not 100% sure, but I feel like these are the new slabs that they've kind of been working on to fix the cracking and, breaking in half issue that people have been having. Overall experience, I think I spent a lot of money to grade 2 cards. I'm not going to lie. Would I do it again? Probably not, based on mostly the pricing. I mean, I think I spent $75-80 to grade 2 cards, and it took 4 months. You know what I'm saying? So like, PSA is about the same time frame, and you're spending $18 a card. So this would have been, at PSA for instance, it would have been, $40 after shipping and handling, maybe even $50. So this is actually a lot more expensive than the competitors, and you know, from what I've seen on auction, they do kind of the same numbers in auction to PSA. Some go over because it's a little bit hard to get a tag 10 because of how, you know, strict the little machine they run it through is, and they're pretty tough on like minor defects. Like this one, for instance, had that scratch on the somewhere around here. But like as I said, I can't even see anything with the naked eye, and I used to be a grader, so pretty impressive that they caught that little tiny scratch, if there is a scratch. But yeah, I mean, for personal collection, I love these. I mean, I think they look great. I think they're definitely better than CGC or Beckett. But I'm not sure if they're gonna ever really be able to compete with PSA long term. I would like to see how they perform, you know, over the course of the next like 3 to 5 years. If they stay relevant, I could definitely see them booting out CGC for like the top 3 companies to use for grading rights. Currently you're at CGC, Beckett, PSA. It would be nice to see these at least take over CGC in the future and have this as like the primary third option. Like I said, I like them more than Beckett. I think it's hard to go wrong with such a clean looking slab. I mean, it literally just looks like glass. So, you know, we'll see what the future holds. I know they were talking about doing, you know, grading pods where you can just take your cards to a pod and put them in the machine, and then it spits out your graded card right then and there on the spot. A lot of controversy with that, and like oversaturating the market with them. How it would be good or bad for the hobby. I think it's a great idea. I don't think it should take, you know, months to you know, hand a card to a, you know, a machine and it pop out a grade immediately. It shouldn't take you 4 months, and it definitely shouldn't cost like $40 a card. I think it was that I paid, maybe like $35 a card. It was very expensive. You know, solid experience overall. I would have liked to have seen them in a tag box instead of just that flimsy little FedEx cardboard mailer. But it was a nice touch that they at least put them in the little cardboard boxes themselves as well. So I think that'll wrap up today's video as far as like a review. Final thoughts before closing. Cards are beautiful. I really hope to see them do well long term. I'm glad to see that they've like kind of addressed this slab issue. Like, I mean, there's no creaking on this, and I'm twisting pretty hard. You know, I'm obviously not trying to break it, but it's a vast improvement from what I've seen before. You know, that being said, I like them. I think they look beautiful. I'm not sure if I'm going to sell these or just kind of keep them. It was just kind of a test run to make a video and see how they did. Luckily, we hit both 10s. Kind of expected since it's Japanese, but, you know, it's always nice to see. So that'll wrap it up for today. I appreciate you guys for watching. Did a little bit of a different video today, so hopefully you guys liked it. And I'll see you on the next one. Bye.